Hi, everyone. Well, welcome to Neurogenic Dancing. My name is Tu, and I am a TRE instructor, trauma and tension release exercises, which is where I learned how to activate the neurogenic tremoring. And then also, I love ecstatic dancing. So I kind of married the two, and as a way for you to experience this incredible mechanism that we have inside of us. Our autonomic nervous system has a way to release the stress and trauma and tension that builds up in our body every day. And a lot of times, just like crying is not something we like to do, it's not really socially acceptable in some circles. Similarly, um, this mechanism of shaking out our stress as an autonomic function is something that we all have suppressed all of our lives because it seems weird or it seems like we're weak. A couple things. So TRE was created by a guy named Dr. David Berceli, a field traumatologist in war-torn countries, was kind of created a really simple process for people to access this tremoring. Not so much to teach you how to tremor, but more so to teach you how to unlearn the ways that we have stopped our tremoring process. If you see dogs, they shake when there's a loud noise. A lot of TRE works on a muscle called the psoas muscle, and you can see it as a harness that keeps our legs attached to our bodies. So sometimes they call it the fight or flight muscle because literally without that harness, we wouldn't be connected and could run away or fight or move. Think of it as an elastic band, just like the harness. It anytime that we're under any stress, you can see the elastic band kind of tighten and tighten and tighten. And so if you've seen people that are quite stressed, you'll see their back kind of come into that fetal position. This is kind of a position of safety. And the opposite of that is that position of joy. So this muscle is something like an elastic where as it stretches, all the organs on top of it kind of gets compressed. So that's pelvic floor, hips, lower back, the whole belly area. All of these areas are typically places where we can feel first when we're stressed. And so the whole idea with our autonomic nervous system, it has a way to kind of release the tension, like just like if you pulled an elastic band and it just and then you release it, it like does it you know wobbles all over the place. And that's what essentially is happening in this tremor mechanism, is that your that elastic band, your psoas muscles, gets to relax. And since it's attached to your diaphragm, it's attached to your spine, what you feel out of that is movement. So I don't know if you can see on the screen, but this is what neurogenic tremoring essentially looks like. So it's not, the word tremor is a little scary, that it's not wild. It's just this very subtle movement, which starts here in the hips, in the legs, in the thighs, in the pelvic floor. And so that's where you're going to feel the bulk of the movement in the beginning. And as you see me do it, this is not me making my body do it. It's also what I've learned over the years is actually it's getting out of the way and saying, hey, body, I'm in a safe place right now. I'm in my home. I can release whatever doesn't serve me. And so with the music and all and the dancing, it only serves to create more of that safety. But at the essence, this is what you're looking for. But it's got to be trained in, and sometimes this process takes time. It depends on your body and what it needs to feel safe. So the vibe today is really do what you can to be in a safe environment that your body feels like it doesn't have to perform, it doesn't have to, do something that is dangerous to it, but it is doing something that feels so good and that it can relax. So if that's getting some tea, water, getting some pillows, different lighting, different temperature in your room, whatever that is, do that for yourself and give yourself this gift. Okay. And then some of the skills that we will have to practice during TRE, and I think that's just generally helpful in life. One is self-regulation. So pay attention to your body, pay attention to your emotions. Like if this feels like you're curious and excited and um, like wanting to do this, keep doing it. But if you feel tired, for example, you can just sit or lay down or rest for a while. If you feel other emotions like sadness or anger, um, also take a pause and just relax, breathe, come back to your breath, use touch wherever it feels good and safe for your body. If you feel like, like, no, this is too much, I don't like the music, whatever that is, um, turn off the sound, turn off your lights, just lay down and rest. You do you and take care of yourself. And whether that's drinking more water, taking a pee break, all of those things, just take care of yourself. Um, the other part that's very similar and close to that, but I want to call out is gentleness. So, gentleness is, I kind of define gentleness as this line of efforting and effortless. So it's like there's no striving to make your body tremor here or make your body do anything. So gentleness is kind of treating this time and the space where you want to build a relationship with your body in the direction of gentleness, surrender, relaxation, effortless. So if you're ever feeling like um, you're on the fatigue side or that you just had a workout, maybe rest. So always the idea is err on the side of softness and rest. It's really good for our nervous system to feel safe in our bodies if our body knows that we're taking care um, of our body and want to listen and want the body to lead. And that would be the third thing, which I think ecstatic dancing is really good for, is this idea of being in a non-judgmental space where you can turn off your camera, nobody's watching you, judging you, except yourself. And so, how do you give your self-judgment a break and lean into letting your body and move the way that your body wants to move? The neurogenic tremoring is your body literally moving you, and you're kind of cultivating your observer mind of watching it happen, but not even trying to intervene. And if the interventions are there, it is in the spirit of letting the tremor travel or exploring where it is, what's going on, so what sensations am I feeling in my body and where? Not to change it in any way, but just to kind of be curious about it. I want to walk you through how to activate the tremoring. And we're going to do some exercises together. And usually in the beginning, everyone's a little bit different in how to access their body. A lot of times I use Qigong, like the kind of pulling energy from heaven and earth 3 times in through my body, like this. And then I also like to kind of go do a body scan from head to toe where I literally just notice what kind of body I'm working with today. Typically, it's a very crackly, crinkly one with all the joints. But I feel like the noises and the sensations really gets me into my body. And if that means yoga, that means sitting in meditation, whatever helps you access um, yourself and your body, do that. And this feels good. You can follow me in this um, beginning. And usually I walk people through a few exercises and I change it up every day just to kind of find different accesses, different parts of the body to notice. So the meat is something called the wall sit. Maybe I'll even move this out of the way. Okay, so with the wall sit, what you want to do is um, I call it lazy exercising or gentle exercising, where you walk down, walk further from the wall. And the further you walk down, the harder it is on your thighs. So we like to work with a like fatigue scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is exercising and actually building glute muscles and thigh muscles. We want to be at like a 3 or 4. And 3 or 4, what it means to me is that you probably could sit here for about half an hour and be able to do that without building glutes muscles. So wherever that is for you, it should be gentle, easy. And the further down you go, the harder it will be. So you can find that line. So what will happen here is you can pay attention to the music and also get into your body. So usually I like to do body scan. Again, kind of looking at all the usual suspects of tension. So in the forehead, your eyebrows, your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw, your neck, all that, and the shoulders. Just notice, are there things you can move? Are there things you can tell your body to relax? And just see what happens. And as you scan, as you stand here, sometimes you can stand here for up to 5 minutes. But what happens when you stand here is your thighs start burning a little bit. And when they do, you can walk up the wall. So you can move your feet closer to the wall and then slide your back up the wall. And then you should be back to a 3 or 4. And then keep doing that. So at some point in the 5 minutes, this might start happening. Your thighs move, and sometimes that also means that if you feel the tension there, see what might be effortless. Like you're standing here, obviously, you're using these muscles, but can you use the muscles less? And it's in that kind of release or release of control is when your body is able to kind of compensate and move like this. But you don't want to force the movement. The direction is that you're noticing where your muscles are holding and seeing if you can relax them. And sometimes this is enough, and 5 minutes is usually enough. Sometimes people take a little longer to activate this tremoring in this way. And over time, as you know, anything I do ends up this way. So if this isn't happening after 5 minutes, you can either go deeper down, which will make it a little more intense, which will bring on this fatigue a little bit easier. The other thing that you can do, and this one you want to kind of walk up the wall a little bit for, is you can tippy toe while you're there, while there's tension in your thighs, you can tippy toe your feet off the wall, the floor. And what this will do is just give you a little more fatigue very quickly. And you can stand here for a minute, but again, in an effortless way. So you don't want to hurt yourself here. You don't want to hurt anything. And it's in that imbalance, that kind of like a little bit of fatigue will end up wobbling your body in this way. And so this is literally your psoas muscles kind contracting and expanding and moving. So again, any of these movements that you're seeing me do, not because I'm forcing it, it's mostly because I'm tippy toeing and there's a lot of um, fatigue going on in my legs. So anyway, when you get any kind of movement like this, what you can do is kind of just go back to the standing position on the wall, and it may continue. If it doesn't, just rest for a few minutes, and by rest, you can, get off the wall. Um, and sometimes when that tremoring activates like that, when you get off the wall, um, the movement is still happening. So that's great because you can stand there, feel that. And then over time, what will happen is that movement also moves all over your body. Whew. And as you do this process, just remember to breathe. You can also use your hands to touch things in your body. Just to notice, like, what is happening? What is that quality of the movement, and where are you feeling it, and where does it revert, or where is it vibrating to, and where is the center of it, which are great questions. The third thing that happens, and sometimes people do the wall sit or the tippy toe and still nothing happens, which is fine. The third thing that you can do is you can, when you get off the wall, you can always do a forward fold, and you can have your knees or feet about hip distance apart. Knees are bent, and then sometimes it's the counter position for people that activates the tremoring. So sometimes hanging here, you can hang here for a minute or two and breathe, and just again, it's the temptation to force it to happen is very human. You're signing up for neurogenic dancing, so you want this to happen. And the magic is in almost just letting your body know that you love her, or it's, or whatever pronoun you want to call your body, and that you're here. You're just trying something new. Be curious. Just notice how the body responds. If the body's like, really want to move, that's totally okay. And it's in that acceptance that you start building this relationship, and you start letting your body trust you that you're doing something that your intention is to release the stress and help your body with that release nozzle. Sometimes I think about the Instant Pot and how much pressure we have. And then it's this process of neurogenic tremoring is about like kind of releasing that release nozzle so that the pressure can come out of um, the Instant Pot. So it's the action is about the just getting into the exercises. But the pressure and the shaking and all of that stuff will happen in its own time, with its own force and energy. So um, hopefully by this point you have felt something, and if you haven't, that's okay as well. I usually offer one-on-one sessions as well as group sessions for TRE, where we go through a more gentle kind of one-on-one approach to the tremoring, and there's other exercises that we do that will activate that tremor in, I'd say, 99% of people, which involves laying down and some movements there. Just message me though if you've done this a couple times, and that none of this is happening for you. So anyway, so once the tremoring is here, I'm still talking to you, and you can hear it in my voice that there's movement. So what you can do now is kind of follow the music. And the guidance with tremoring is you're not supposed to do this for an hour, which is how long our session is. You really only want to activate these tremors for small bursts in time. And at most, if you add all the small bursts, it'd be at most 15 minutes of tremoring a day, and you don't even want to do it every day. You only want to do it once or twice a week. So that being said, what I intend with the neurogenic dancing, the dancing component is letting your body move you, um, and kind of dipping in and out. So the autonomic nervous system is the neurogenic tremoring, where your body is um, moving in this way. And then we also have the somatic nervous system, which is using our muscles to move. Um, so it's also an art to kind of move from one to the other, where one is you getting your body to move around and doing whatever feels good and like stretching in this movement of doing movements which help you relax and have fun. So you can switch from that. So say you do a few minutes of that or a song of that. And then if you feel that tremor coming on again, see if you can kind of pause, listen to your body, and move in a way where you let the body move, and you let the body tremor in the neurogenic tremoring. And that you can do again for a few seconds, maybe up to a minute, up to a couple minutes, whatever feels good for you. And then you switch again to like, oh, there's this other movement in the song, and I want to twirl around or I want to like jump. So that's the idea in neurogenic tremoring, is that we're like coming in and out. And actually, with the music, even if there is no tremoring, the music is speaking to your body in terms of helping it feel safe. And so that's why I picked this type of music as well, because I find that Afro house, Afro beat has that very stable bass pattern in all of the songs. So you can, that kind of safety of bass, which you can feel in your body, gives you a constant heartbeat, gives you a constant place that you can focus on, that keeps you in the moment and keeps you feeling safe. There's other things, a lot of white noises, rattles. There's a lot of things in Afro House, which also, again, is known to increase the safety feeling in our nervous system and to relax it. So um, that's all. I think I talked a lot. So if you have any questions, just reach out, message me, email me. And I really hope that you have fun, to be honest, at the core of it. If there's no neurogenic tremoring that's going on, at least you spent an hour in your busy day to just be in this organism and to um, build this relationship with your body. So thank you. Thank you for trusting me. And I look forward to dancing with you soon.